started in the business.
That's my next question.
Is it? Yeah.
Don't answer it yet.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
All right, don't answer. I don't have to answer.
No, go ahead.
Let me answer the DNA piece. I mean, so the why behind the why, I guess, if you will. I like what you said in the intro. It was like, mortgages is what we do. So we have a saying here, and it's actually going up on the wall. Mortgage is what we do, but it's not who we are.
What was that changing point? How'd that feel?
Beyond a shadow of a doubt, it was the day I realized I wasn't as important as I thought I was.
Good. I like that because you and I talked about that once before.
Dude, absolutely. And I'll repeat that just in case somebody wasn't paying attention as they're watching this video. It was the day I realized that I was not as important as I thought I was.
What do you mean by that?
It was the day I let go. It was the day I started building a team. It was the day I started trusting other people to do things that, quite frankly, I wasn't that good at.
Right.
A lot of loan officers think they have to be the one putting out the fire. They have to be the one talking to the client about a pay stub. They have to be the one calling the realtor to say the appraisal didn't come in. You don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be you. And quite frankly, there's probably a lot of people that are better than you at it.
Okay.
But there's a lot of egos in our business, and it is what it is. It's just we think we're more important than we actually are. When you can find people that are, because I'll be honest with you, I'm really good at marketing, branding. I'm good at making relationships. I'm good at networking. I'm good at going out and shaking hands and helping you put together a business plan to help you grow your business. I'm not really great at filling out line 302. How many dependents do you have? And it's really funny. She works here now, but she was my processor at the first company that I worked for. She absolutely hated my files. I always had the worst files in the world, but I can go out and talk to 300 people in a month, and So when I realized that it didn't have to be me, and I started. So the funny part about it is I realized that I wasn't as important as I thought I was. Started to hire a team, and then I didn't trust. So I would kind of delegate it, and then I would, if one thing went wrong, I would run back and go, oh no, okay, no, cool, I'm going to take all this back. I don't trust. I'm gonna,
right.
And then kind of regress, if you will. But you gotta trust the system. You gotta trust other people, and you gotta allow them to make their mistakes. I have a saying with anybody that works here: you're gonna screw up 2 out of 10 times. As long as you get the 8 out of 10 right, cool. The 2 out of 10, we'll work on it, and I won't be mad. You've gotta know if somebody can do it 80% as good as you, let it go.
So at what point do you just bite that bullet knowing that you're gonna have some, you're gonna have some ramen noodle days, so that you can actually get back to that steak tartare?
Yeah, so man, just so much is flooding into my mind as you say that. There are years, I bit the bullet. There are years that I didn't make very much money because I reinvested it back into marketing, into branding, into initiatives. There are months that I would close $4 or $5 million in volume and make $0 and lose money. There were months we did that. And my benefit, I guess, I wasn't married and I didn't have children at that point.
Sure.
I have a 7-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old, and I'm married. We bought a house. Man, I sometimes think I'm glad I'm not starting now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because there's a lot more to lose. There's a lot more at risk.
Yeah.
It was just me.
Yep.
I think for the sake of who's watching this, it's very important to say I lost everything 7 times. I lost everything.
Yeah.
I lost everything twice.
I agree.
We got everything on the line. You have all these expenses. And my daughter was born 3.5 months early, back in 2010. I was the only producer, and I had $25,000, $30,000 a month in expenses and bills, which I would love to have today, by the way. That would be amazing. But I was the only producer, and when she was born, I didn't know what to do. We didn't know if she was going to live or die. We did not know what life would be like. And I ended up wanting to quit. And when I tell you I lost everything, I lost my house, I lost all my money. Me and her mother split. It was tough.
Right.
It was really tough. And I remember being down to like my last $1,000 and going, one last point. I feel that I was lucky to have lost everything.
So explain that.
I actually feel bad. I don't feel bad. I feel that people are at a disadvantage who
Never lost.
don't go through that hardship. Because to be quite frank with you, I'm not afraid to go. I'm not afraid of that again.
Right.
I don't want to go back there.
Sure.
But I've been there.
But you've been there.
That sucked.
Yep.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
I had nothing to lose, and I came fighting. I came back fighting hard, and it's because it's that really shaped me, and shaped what we built here. You know, I think if you don't go through that hardship, and again, I went through it went through a hardship a couple times through my career. It was that pivotal point when I had nothing else to lose that really just inspired me to come out swinging with everything that I had.
You know, but you all had a beginning somewhere. So what advice do you give to that beginner who now is getting this business for the first time, who's going out there and he's trying or she's trying to build their business, and they're getting a lot of, you know, real estate agents who say, hey, you know what, I'm already working with somebody, no, I'm not interested, blah, blah, blah. And they're on that teeter because obviously it's a commission business. When you're first beginning in this business, they're teetering between, did I make a mistake in doing this? Or, you know, or you know, what's my inspiration to move forward? What's your inspirational message to these guys in the beginning? And not only inspirational message, but, you know, real practical message. Because sometimes we can give inspiration, but let's be honest, sometimes inspiration is something that there's no sort of, I don't know if I say this the wrong way, there's no foundation in practical footprint for success. It's just, hey, you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, how can I do it? So how do you tell that beginner that comes in your office, look, dude, you're gonna make it. I know you closed 2 loans last month. I know you don't have a loan closing for 2 more months. But what can you do? What can you give them in terms of a message that keeps them in it?
The first thing that's coming to my mind when you say that is, don't try to be me, and don't try to be Tom T. Don't try to be anybody else. Be you.
Okay.
Do what you want to do. You know, I talk to so many people. So, yeah, we used to do 5 to 7 loans a month. Now we're doing between 50 and 70 every month consistently. So I've 10x'd my business.
Right.
So somebody who's doing 5 to 7 loans a month right now that wants to do 50 to 70, it took me 6-7 years.
Right.
There was a lot of hardship. You're not going to do that overnight. You're not going to do that tomorrow. And maybe doing 50 to 70 loans is not for you if you're listening to this right now. Maybe just doubling your business is good enough. The other thing is, don't trade your relationship with your family for the business. I see so many people, I see too many people in this industry do that. In sales in general do that. If you're following some big names out there, I won't mention any of the big names, but you know, the motivators or whatever, they tell you that, you know, your kids don't want to see you for more than 15 minutes, you know, you got to be working 18 hours a day. Man, I totally disagree with it. Maybe in the beginning, maybe to build,
Sure.
you know, for a short period of time, but negotiate with yourself that you're not going to do it forever. And quite frankly, it's not worth ruining any relationships over a company.
I think the message you have is important. It's you got to define who you are.
Yeah.
You got to define who you want to be.
And what's important to you.
Yeah, and in defining who you want to be and defining what's important to you, I think that gives you that sort of drive and motivation. You talked about it earlier, your why. You have a why. And I think that maybe a lot of people, even when you're beginning in this business, I think that's probably the first thing they have to write down is their why. And that why may change. Ultimately become solidified. Would you agree? But I think it may change. You know, all right, so what's a day in the life of Mike Mann? I mean, let's wrap it up with a day in the life of Mike Mann, because obviously everybody has their day-to-day, and they can learn from your day-to-day.
For me, each day is different, but we have certain things that are done on certain days. So, for example, here in the office, if I'm coming to the office, it's spending a couple minutes with everybody here, kind of like how we walked around.
Yeah.
Just saying hi, see how you're doing. A lot of loan officers, LONE, loan officers. It's just them,
Right.
So they may not have a team, they may not have to do that.
Right.
They think of the customer, the person buying the home, as their client. I'd encourage you to change that and think of your client as the realtor,
Okay.
and the person buying the home as the customer, or or as a client. For me, what my business has evolved to is my client is my team.
Yeah.
My team's my actual client. So I come in here and I make sure they're good. How you doing? I sit and spend a couple minutes. You know, I don't spend 4 hours,
Right.
but spend a couple minutes to say, how was your day? How was your weekend? Monday mornings, we'll do a Monday morning jump start. Everybody's in here by 9 o'clock.
Okay.
10, 15, 20 minutes, just some motivational stuff. Then we go. The salespeople, LOs, break into their call blocks. That's generally like a Monday, Tuesday type of thing. Like the first Thursday of every month, I'll teach a course over here at Brookside. So I'm reporting there in the morning, a couple hours, have some lunch after the event, just spending time with agents. We'll teach, probably every other week, we'll teach 1 or 2 classes.
Okay.
So I'm doing one-to-many presentations. I used to do one-to-one, one-to-one realtors. I used to meet 10, 12 agents a week, go to the same place and do my stacking appointments. I've gotten away from that, but I'm doing the one-to-many presentations. So now I'm teaching 20, 30, 60 agents at a clip,
Okay.
as opposed to doing one-on-one. It's about taking care of the people that take care of the people.
Sure.
I think never said that before, but I like that. Do you get that?
I got
It's
it.
about taking care of the people that take care of the people.
There you go.
Got it.